Hi everyone, welcome to this Diablo Immortal video. In this video I wanted to share my personal top 5 tips for the Alley of Blood event in this game. This event comes around every now and then and it's basically a smaller version of the Shadow War battlefield. It's 4 versus 4, player versus player, and as it says here, you push down a single lane of combat, destroying enemy sentry towers and sacred guardians while preserving your own. Destroy the Crystal Heart to win. And this limited time PvP event is a smaller scale version 4v4 of the Shadow War. Participate to reap great rewards. And as you can see, if you click on the events tab, you can see the rewards on the right. There's quite a few rewards that you can get, and you'll be able to earn some Seals of Triumph. There'll be battle points worth collecting, and then also gold and scraps if you need that as well. So it doesn't really take too long to get all of these rewards. I mean, the longest one, out of all of these would be basically winning 8 matches. It just depends if you're in a decent team, but hopefully some of these tips will help you to get the 8 win reward for Alley of Blood. So yeah, the aim is to enjoy the game and grab these rewards while you're enjoying Alley of Blood, going in with a build which you prefer to use. And yeah, hope you're enjoying watching these top 5 tips and hope it helps anyone out. So here we go. Okay, so the first tip I wanted to mention to kick things off is to check the Paragon tree that you're using for Alley of Blood. So once you're happy with the build that you picked, depending on the class that you're going into Alley of Blood with, try not to pick any random Paragon for this Alley of Blood. Pick something which is PvP friendly and gives you some survivability as well. So I'd suggest Gladiator is a nice one. And if we have a look at the skills here, so I've picked this Paragon for the build and I'm going in with Cheat Death, where fatal attacks from players instead reduce you to 1 life while making you immune to damage and stunning you for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, you recover to 60% of life. Cannot occur more often than once every 210 seconds. That might seem like quite a large cooldown, but when it does occur during the match, the few times it does happen, it's going to be really useful. It's just going to give you that extra time to get back up, maybe take down an enemy who you're fighting, or give you an extra few hits on a Guardian to take it down. Just to give you that extra survivability. So it just means that you don't die and hit that really long resurrection time that Alley of Blood gives you. The more you die, you just there's that resurrection time that sort of increases. It's not consistent, so you want to try and avoid the amount of times you die in Alley of Blood. So having something that grants you an extra bit of life is definitely worth having. The next one is Uncontrollable. So as it's a PvP environment, there's going to be a lot of players trying to do loss of control on you. So this is where when you're struck by an effect which causes loss of control of your character, you are immune. It cannot occur more often than once every 30 seconds. So 30 seconds isn't too bad. That's quite a cool timer, and it will go by quite quickly. And yeah, this is obviously just going to keep you surviving for longer. When you do go in head to head with a few players, you're not going to be the one that gets sort of out of control and starts to die just because of the loss of control. So this prevents you from a lot of those effects. Grizzled Veteran is when you're fighting a player, you deal 4% more damage and take 4% less damage. So it's a great one to have because you're going to be fighting the other players here in Alley of Blood. And To the Victor pairs nicely with Grizzled Veteran. So when you do defeat a player, the Grizzled Veteran bonus increases to 12% for 10 seconds. The effect does not stack, but it will refresh if another player is defeated. So these work together nicely when you are fighting a group of enemies and you're near one of the Guardians, and if you kill some enemy players, you're going to get these two working together nicely. So yeah, I definitely recommend these two because hopefully you do end up getting some kills in whilst you're trying to take out the Guardians and those towers and pushing forward with your team. And I've got Overpower, so for every player you do defeat, your critical hit chance increases by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. So that's really cool. The more critical hit chance, the better in this game, in all modes really. And the more critical hit chance you have, it's just going to make it easier to take down those towers and the Guardians as well as the enemy players. So it's not just thinking about the enemy players, it's thinking about the actual goal of Alley of Blood and taking down those sentry towers and the Guardians. The more critical hit chance you have, the quicker they'll go down. So this is what I go in with and something which I just recommend. But you can have a look at the other skills available in this Gladiator skill tree. But Cheat Death is definitely one that I take forward. And I've got Borrowed Time as my Necromancer as well, so it gives me a second chance to get back up and carry on fighting for the legendary skills, I've gone in with Roaring Strike, where I generate energy while moving or using a primary attack, and when full, your next primary attack will knock back enemies. So just another CC style skill to hit on an enemy, just to like throw them back a little bit further, just to annoy them. If you've got a buff skill, then maybe Benefactor might be a good one. So I either prefer going in with Roaring Strike or Benefactor if I've got, for example, Bone Armor. But yeah, this is the Paragon tree for Gladiator, and it's the first thing I'd recommend. Double check your Paragon before going into Alley of Blood. So this might seem like an obvious tip, but make sure you actually pick your specialist skill and use it each time the cooldown is available during the match. So when you start Alley of Blood, there are a list of specialist skills that you can choose. So Blessing of the Momentum, Justice Shield, Anguish Brand, Stone Hex, Siege Weapon, Guardian's Call, Dwindle Merc, and Executioner's Glare. I'm going to go with Guardian's Call to summon a Servant Guardian that attacks the enemies, Sacred Guardian and structures, but will only move forward if the team members are in close proximity. So yeah, Siege Weapon, Guardian's Call are ones I quite like to use. Justice Shield isn't too bad. Blessing of the Momentum is a good one to pick, so you can become immune to loss of control. And Executioner's Glare is quite a nice one as well. So make sure you actually pick a skill, because you can actually skip picking one, and that skill will be available up here near your bandage, and make sure you do use that during the match. You'll see it's got quite a long cooldown, but make sure you do make use of that and help your teammates out. So in this instance, I've got this golem that's going to help me in this battle, and sort of push forward when I push forwards, and help deal damage to the guardians as well. So definitely make sure you pick one of those skills and make use of it to help yourself and the teammate out. That's quite important. So yeah, make sure you do that. The next thing I wanted to mention is make sure you push together as one if you can. Now this is going to be quite tricky, because if you're just finding a random party, it's hard to coordinate with other players, to push together at once. The problem is when people start to die and their resurrection times are sort of scattered, you can get people just like running in solo, and then they'll die, and then their resurrection time goes up, and then the next person goes in solo, and it's basically just one person moving forward at a time in your team. So if you can try and stay together as much as you can, that's going to help. So even if you see some people push forward, try and push forwards with them, so you try and stay together. If you see a few party members that are further back, sort of move back to where they are and sort of push forwards together. Just try not to rush in too much solo, and then otherwise you're just going to kamikaze in and just keep dying and having those long resurrection times. So for example, this guy's gone back here to bandage. I could just wait for him to finish and then sort of move forward with him. So we're moving together, and then at least if other people see that as well, they might follow on and sort of move together. So here all four of us are sort of moving around together, and sort of fighting together as much as we can. You can obviously just try using the chats feature as well. If you're with random players, maybe just give them a heads up and just drop a message saying just stay together, just something like that. Just even giving a heads up to party members, people might just read that and think, okay, yeah, let's just try and stick together. So definitely try and stay together when moving forward in Alley of Blood, and try not to rush in solo. The resurrection times are going to get staggered, and you're just going to get people with long resurrection times and just getting solo players running forwards, and then the opposition team are just going to find it really easy to push forward, because they're only going to have one or two people to go up against at a time when you're moving forward. So yeah, have a look, keep an eye on the mini-map, see where your other players are. It's okay to move back a little bit to sort of push forwards together. If you see some of your players that are further forward, go ahead and push forwards with them as well. So here, a few of my party members have sort of pushed forwards to the next tower. So the idea is trying to stay with them, and just basically help each other out. Stay as one unit, and don't separate yourselves too much. If you see some players falling back, sort of move back and just sort of move forward with them. If you see players moving forwards, move forwards with them. So that's one, just a simple tip. Just try and stay together and don't stagger too much, especially with the resurrection times that you get when you die in Alley of Blood. The other tip I wanted to mention is make sure you actually go for the Sacred Guardians and take them out. I know it's a PvP battle and there's going to be lots of players running around fighting, but try not to forget the main aim of Alley of Blood, which is to take down these sentry towers and take out these guardians. The more guardians you can take out, the further forward you can push. So make sure you do actually fight the guardians when you see them. And I've seen so many Alley of Blood matches where people are sort of fighting around here on the side, on these sort of edges here, or right in the middle, just having a battle here, and the guardians are just basically fighting each other and no one's really helping. The faster you take out these Sacred Guardians, the more chances that you have to actually win the match. Help your own Guardian out, help your team out. If you see Guardians fighting each other, take out that Guardian as fast as you can. That's definitely one tip I'd recommend. So there we go, I've just helped my Guardian take out the enemy Guardian. Now my Guardian for our team can push forward onto this sentry tower here. And same tip as with the Guardians, make sure you focus on the towers as well. When your team and your Guardian does push towards the towers, make sure you do go forward and push towards those towers as well and just take them out. So just keep pushing towards those towers. The more time you spend trying to fight enemy players away from these sentry towers and away from the Guardians, the less chances there are that you can actually win the match. So make sure you remember the actual goal of Alley of Blood and focus on it rather than spending too much time fighting other players, and don't let the Guardian just fight each other. So the other tip I wanted to mention is it's okay to move back, retreat, to heal up. So here you can see my health is low. I could keep pushing forwards and keep attacking, but I'm just going to die and get a long resurrection time. So it is okay to move back, compose yourself. There'll be some healing potions around here on the sides. Over here you can see it says healing pool. If you click on the healing pools, they'll drop 3 healing globes, health globes. Pick up your health globes and also use your bandage as much as you can. Once you've regained health, then push forwards and go in again. There's no point continuously pushing forwards even if you've got low health and then just dying and then coming back, because your resurrection time is going to keep increasing the more you die in Alley of Blood. So it's not a consistent resurrection time in Alley of Blood. The timer goes up the more you die, and then it will sort of go back down again, and it will just keep cycling like that. So when you do find yourself getting a bit hurt, it's okay to sort of move back away from your team, and other team members will understand when you're sort of moving back. Get out the way, look at the timer you've got on your bandages. So for example, I've got 15 seconds left here. That's fine, you know, I'd rather just wait a few seconds, compose myself, just check for healing globes. So there might be some on the sides here, so there's healing pools there. If not, there's also some towards the start here. So make your way all the way back to the start, collect some healing pools, and then obviously look out for your bandage cooldown as well. Bandage up, get your health up, compose yourself, and then run back in again, obviously with your party. So if your party is sort of further back, go back to your party members and sort of push forwards together. And yeah, just remember the goal is to take down those sentry towers, take down those guardians, and push towards the heart. So don't spend too much time trying to just fight other players like around here and just sort of ignoring what you need to do. Go to where your other players are and focus on the goal, and sort of move back when you do need to heal up. So it's okay to retreat and heal up, and get those health orbs when you can. So here we go, just get some health orbs, and over here as well, get full health, and then go back to the heart. There's no point just running in and suiciding every time. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that tip. And they are my top 5 beginner tips for Alley of Blood in Diablo Immortal. Hopefully if you follow those tips, you'll have a greater chance and higher probability to actually get that victory. Obviously, it's quite difficult because you cannot pick the party that you want to take into Alley of Blood, and it's just a random matchmaking, depending on sort of your character's spec and everything, and your sort of power level, and however it does the matchmaking in the background. Sometimes you can find that you can get games where you'll be completely slaughtered, and other games you'll find an easier win, and then a few balanced games. I've had some matches where people leave straight away, so it's really hit and miss. So it really just depends who you get matched up with in your party, who you're up against, but the overall purpose is the same. And if you just try and follow these tips and stick to the actual goal, which is, take down those guardians as quick as you can, take down those towers and get to that heart. Obviously killing the enemy players is important, but if you spend too much time trying to kill other people away from the actual goal, then it's just going to take longer to get the victory, and you may end up not winning overall. So hopefully those tips help, and as you can see, I've managed to claim achieve all of the rewards. I'm about to claim them for Alley of Blood, so don't miss out on these rewards. As you can see, there's quite a few rewards that you can get here, and it doesn't take too long to do. Like I said, just pick a paragon that's like gladiator, and then pick a build which you're used to playing with in that kind of PvP environment, and then just sort of follow the basic tips, and yeah, good luck. The last 3 rewards will be to win 1 match, win 3 matches, and win 8 matches. So I'm going to go ahead and claim these now. And you can see you get some legendary items, seals of triumphs, you get some battle pass points. There's quite a lot you can get here. I'm going to play out Alley of Blood match at the end of this video, just so you can see everything play out and sort of come together in one match. Just thought that'd be a nice way to end this. Have fun most of all in Alley of Blood. It is a nice mode. I actually prefer it to Conqueror. I used to like this less, and so I started to like Alley of Blood a little bit more now that I've got a build which works, and yeah, I prefer this to Conqueror. I find it very focused. You just have to go down that straight line in the alley, work together with your party, stay strong, stay together, take down those towers and the guardians, and head towards that heart. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hoped the tips helped any beginners out there who are just jumping into Alley of Blood, and yeah, check out the match at the end as well. Thanks for watching this video. See you on the next one. Bye.
Battle looms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle dawns. An ally has struck down an enemy. halfway to victory. Their forces are greatly weakened. An ally has struck down an enemy. Victory!